The reason why I became involved with Potter was the characters. I loved these characters and I related to these characters in some way, each one in a different way.
The characters, they are well drawn, they are multi-dimensional and unpredictable and funny. Even more than that, I think, is the fact that the relationships between them are so clear and so beautifully written.
And not just the primary characters of Harry, Ron and Hermione, but the secondary and tertiary characters, the teachers and the students. They've seen each other go through highs and lows. They've been on the journey together. And when we're making the films, we really do look at the story and the characters first. That's the heart, that's the soul of the film.
Harry had a thin face, knobbly knees, black hair and bright green eyes. He wore round glasses held together with a lot of sellotape because of all the times Dudley had punched him on the nose. The only thing Harry liked about his own appearance was a very thin scar on his forehead, which was shaped like a bolt of lightning. He had had it as long as he could remember, and the first question he could ever remember asking his Aunt Petunia was how he had got it. In the car crash when your parents died. I've always kind of said that Harry's not a hero. He's a hero, but he's not a hero in the Superman sense of the word hero. He's a very vulnerable, kind of fragile kind of hero who is incredibly afraid. And it's somebody coming to terms with that. And it's about, you know, the importance of friendship, which he learns to rely so heavily on Ron and Hermione.
He had just raised his wand when the compartment door slid open again. The toadless boy was back, but this time he had a girl with him. She was already wearing her new Hogwarts robes. "Has anyone seen a toad? Neville's lost one," she said. She had a bossy sort of voice, lots of bushy hair and rather large front teeth. She was so much like myself. I mean, I was seriously nerdy. And I was very kind of insecure like she was. I was quite a tomboy. I wasn't super popular or anything, so I basically was her, to be fair. Now, I used to sit there in interviews and be like, I'm not like her at all, and like try to convince everyone that I wasn't. I was absolutely adamant.
I've never been top of the class, and I've never read loads of books. I've always been totally the opposite, really. But my mum was a lot like her. Real swot at school.
I've just accepted it now.
"Hello, dear," she said. "First time at Hogwarts?" Ron's new too. She pointed at the last and youngest of her sons. He was tall, thin and gangling, with freckles, big hands and feet, and a long nose. That doesn't really describe me at all, really. Especially the tall part. I'm ginger, that's the main thing.
Joe Rowling asked me to read this here today. Having seen Dan Radcliffe's screen test, I don't think Chris Columbus could have found a better Harry. I'm also delighted to see that we're going to have a screen Ron and Hermione who can bicker as though they've been doing it all their lives. Chris's choice of 3 wonderful British actors for the leading roles shows how well he understands the spirit of these books. I wish Dan, Emma, and Rupert the very best of luck and hope that they have as much fun acting the first year at Hogwarts as I had writing it.
I think I'm a tiny bit like Harry. Because I'd like to have an owl.
Dan, at his core, is essentially a really good person. And I felt that that's what Harry was. Harry has a goodness that you really can't explain. You can only see it in someone's eyes. When we were doing the first movie, once they got the job, once they were on the set, they were all so excited to be there. Yet at the same time, getting them into character was difficult, to say the least.
114, take 1, A and B cameras.
All right, Dan, I want you, when you open that book, really big reaction. You're scared to death. You close it as fast as you can and put it back there. Set, and really loud. Actually, you can shake the book a little yourself, Dan, okay? Set, and action! Those early days were part filming and part acting lessons. You know, I was striving to get a performance out of these guys. Footsteps! Footsteps! They couldn't have been any greener.
Gary,
I thought I was supposed to grab the cloak. Sorry.
The kids bonded immediately because they were all thrown into it for the first time in their lives as actors.